Eat this.
Don't touch that dial. It's time for Tech Talk with Chad Hembree, featuring the latest and greatest in today's technology, with a little fun along the way.
Alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Oh God, here we go again. Dork alert.
Hello and welcome to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. I'm your host, Chad Hembree, and joining me for our first live show of the summer series, Mr. Dean Buttrey. Thanks for being here. We are live at Mario's Pizza in Berea, where we will be doing live shows all summer. This is our home base, pretty much right here at Mario's. We will be doing some extra shows out at a few other places, but please check us out. We'll be on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. So please come down and join us. We'd love to have you. Lots of good food, good time.
And the pizza's free if you can get out without getting caught.
And lodging's free that night too.
Yes.
When they do catch you.
Yep, the Berea Police.
And breakfast might be free because you'd be in jail still.
Well, that's true.
Anyway, we've got a lot of news to cover, and this is our news section. The first thing I want to talk about is actually a good story. It's good news. That Representative Gabriella Giffords, right? Giffords, the one that was shot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, her husband is, of course, one of the astronauts going up in the shuttle. And they were so worried that she was not going to get to go watch him launch. Well, it turns out that she's stable enough now. They put her on a plane today, this being Wednesday, flying her to Florida so that she can watch her shuttle,
Nice.
her husband take off in the shuttle. The shuttle, of course, being Endeavour. This is the last flight for Endeavour. Endeavour was built in 1987, which coincidentally 1 year right after the Challenger accident, right? That was in 86. I looked over at Dwayne. He's like run that by him because he's Mr. Space.
Yeah, spaceship's real or fictional.
Yeah, that's right. Anything space, he's got. I have to run it by him. So anyway, she is doing much better. She will be joining him prior to the launch and be there for the launch as well.
When's the launch?
The launch is coming up. I don't know the exact day. Is it this weekend? Is that right? Yeah, it's this weekend.
I think we need a Tech Talk road trip.
I thought about that, but there's another one in June, I believe, that I thought we might try to make. Yeah, the final one will be in June, so we might try to make
So the final one ever.
The final one ever. Which, coincidentally, I went for the final one ever last year. Okay, so you have... And so Tech Talk was already the final one. When they reinstated it,
Nice.
that was gone. So, but I already have his place to stay.
Nice.
And it's with Mr. Bob New's parents, who have a home in Titusville.
Nice. So where is Bob?
I don't know where Bob is tonight. I'm kind of missing him, but definitely want to make it down there if we can. Make a quick trip out of it. We try to loosely follow space stuff. We keep as much tech as we can and try to be broad about what we talk about instead of just narrow niches. We have a tendency to lean towards the things we like, which are computers and cell phones. But another thing I want to talk about today is that the SETI project, which has been around, I think I saw the date on their website, since 1984. They were originally funded by NASA to develop the Allen Radio Telescope, which listens for signals from intelligent life from out in space, right? And they can point this thing and listen to a certain area for a long time. And it's the only one of its kind that's dedicated to be able to point at something for long periods of time to listen like that. There's one, I believe, in South America that they can do for 2 weeks at a time, but nothing like this. Well, the SETI project was huge. We've followed it for years. It's been the backdrop for Contact, the movie.
Okay.
It is going to be shut down. They announced it on April 22nd.
Nice.
Lack of funding in California. The state's in bad trouble as it is. Well, it turns out that UC Berkeley is one of the major funders for this project, and they're going to put it in a dormant state. Now, I wanted to know, what does it cost to operate a facility like that? So I've got the figures here, and I'm kind of surprised. I didn't realize. Now, originally, when the SETI project was opened, the Allen Telescope Array, $50 million was put forward. $30 million of that was a donation from Microsoft's co-founder, Paul Allen.
Nice.
Who coincidentally has not signed on for any sort of ongoing fees. He's not going to bail it out, in other words. So, and I don't blame him. The operating cost is $1.5 million a year to operate the dishes. Now that's for mainly staff and electricity costs, that type of thing. Another $1 million is needed just to sort the data they receive on this project. Now, if you remember, to help sort the data and keep the cost down, they started that SETI at Home project. Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
I think it's not been real popular lately, but when you would have been in high school, one of the programmers on the SETI project said, you know what? Everyone's computer out there could help us. So they made this screensaver that you could put on your computer. And whenever you were not using your computer and the screensaver kicked on, your computer was being used to process SETI data.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was all volunteer, free. It was great.
Huh. Very cool.
So I think it's great. It's going to be sad they're shutting down, but they're not closing it yet. I mean, they're just shutting it down to a dormant state until they figure out what they want to do. Right, now moving on to another subject that we talked about last week, Apple. Apple selling people out by not disclosing that they're tracking everywhere you go. So, we talked about this last week. The iPhone's recording everywhere you go. Be careful. Just keep that in mind. Well, Apple has taken a lot of crap over this. I mean, a lot. Mega.
Yeah, they should.
Yes. So, in a normal, typical Apple defense, the statement that they put out to defend themselves, instead of saying, we're sorry, we messed up, we didn't realize that you'd catch us. No, we didn't realize that Maybe was doing that. No, this was their excuse. Well, we used that data to track the Wi-Fi points so that we can make it easier to connect to those again in the future. I don't care what you did it for. That wasn't the point. The point is you're tracking everywhere I go and you're recording it.
Because it's so cumbersome to connect to Wi-Fi.
That's right. So I think that that was a lame excuse.
Yes.
They are working on a patch to put out to stop it. So apparently it wasn't that important to Wi-Fi.
If they apologize, they would admit fault. And the evil empire cannot admit fault.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, I got you.
People will stop drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay. Well, Apple also in the news, and this is the most exciting thing I've heard today. They're releasing the white iPhone.
Just 2 months or 3 months before the iPhone 5.
So the white iPhone 4 coming out.
If you really got to have a white phone and don't want to wait on the next phone, go ahead and waste your money. It's out there.
I think that's hilarious. All right. This next story, I am sure. Oh, by the way, like I said, we're live at Mario's. Following us will be Never Press Pause. And I am betting. I'm betting
they have an audience.
That I am betting that they're going to talk about this same story, and I'm sure they will have a lot more to say about it than I do. But I have to talk about it on Tech Talk because it is such a big deal, and that is the Sony PlayStation Network down, 7 days now?
Yeah, April 20th, I think is what it said. I mean, I'm just glad I have an Xbox. I mean, that's
I can't believe it. Down for 7 days. That's 70 million subscribers.
yeah.
You're talking about evil empires. You know, we get on to Sony pretty bad too, over evil empire type attitude. Well, they didn't even tell people what was wrong, or that they had lost their data, or that they had been hacked until Tuesday of this week.
Yeah, I'll
5 days into the problem.
I'm bringing up my email right now.
Oh, you've got an email from Sony?
Yep.
You dog.
Yeah, they emailed me to tell me that all my crap was stolen.
Well, the email that went out, I have the statement because it was posted on their site. We have discovered that between April 17th and April 19th, certain PlayStation Network service user account information was compromised. So I'm sure that's similar to what you've got there. What's going on?
Yeah, they went into a huge explanation thinking that your bank account information and credit card information could possibly have been compromised too, that they have no way of telling.
They have no way of knowing.
No way of knowing. They hired a third party, they didn't say which third party, but a well-respected security company to analyze and assess the damage. But they don't know if your financial information is floating out there. You know, some guy in another country is going to back up, on your credit card. They have no way of knowing. So, gamers, check your bank accounts. Hide your kids, hide your wife.
You have been tracked. Okay, moving on.
Maybe it was Apple. Maybe they were collecting more data.
Yeah, sorry, this is collecting data. That's right. Like Fujitsu was collecting data.
Yeah.
That, I still can't get over that. For those of you who missed the show 2 or 3 weeks ago, Fujitsu had a actual keylogger built into their notebooks from the day you turned it on new, which meant that everything you typed on your computer was being sent to Fujitsu. Your passwords, your social security, anything you put in your computer was going to Fujitsu. Why? Because they wanted to make the systems better for you to use.
Yeah, they just made it more convenient. You got hacked right out of the box.
That's right. We don't want you to get hacked by somebody you don't know, so we'll do it for you. Okay. Friendster in the news. Friendster. What's Friendster?
Yeah.
Friendster. That's what a lot of people say.
I thought that was dead.
Yeah. Friendster is a pre-Facebook social networking site. It came out in 2002.
It was pre-MySpace too, wasn't it?
I don't know about that. MySpace has been around a long time. I can't. In other words, you'd have to look that up, because I don't know. But anyway, I know it's older than Facebook. They sent out an email Tuesday to all the registered users, which included me. I still have a little Friendster account. That says that on May 31st, we're going to wipe out all of your data. So please back it up. And they actually sent a little exporter app that could let me send my pictures to Flickr or some of my other stuff to Multiply, which I thought was a kind of a cool way. But I thought, okay, this is the end of Friendster. Friendster's gone. They're killing it. Well, it turns out they're not killing it. They are actually redoing the site so significant that they couldn't import all the data for you. They just want to start from scratch.
Really?
Now, I think this is a totally bad move. I mean, you can disagree with me if you want. I think that's a bad move to start all over on people like that.
Well, I
think it'd almost be better to start a new business, a new site.
You're going to try and take on Facebook when it already spanked you once, and now you're going to just terminate everybody and start fresh?
Well, they're going to target themselves as a casual gaming destination.
Like Facebook?
Oh, this is all new. What are you talking about? That's not Facebook, man. This is all new. This is new. New stuff. Cutting edge. Casual gaming.
Yes, they came out 6 months before MySpace. But before MySpace was actually founded, not released. MySpace was founded in 2003.
Oh, wow. So they did predate.
Yep, they predated MySpace. They were the first social networking site.
I'm sure that somewhere or another you're going to find one that trumps it, but I get your point. It has
the first mainstream big one.
So, if you have a Friendster account, back your stuff up. If you forgot that you have a Friendster account, go log in. get your password sent to you, and then back your stuff up.
Actually, on
I
my
think that's where most people fall. I had a Friendster account a few years ago, didn't I? What's on there? I better go check that out.
here's actually an interesting fact. I don't mean to interrupt. MySpace was started because a few Friendster employees liked Friendster and thought they could do it better, and so they
did.
They made MySpace.
Okay. So they thought they could make it better, and they did. All right. Well, normally we have an app of the week, and we will have an app of the week. So don't think by any means this is our app of the week. I am on the fence with this. I'm going to tell you right off the bat. One reason I'm on the fence is because one of the organizations that are against it, it's kind of like, it's like a ball team that you don't like.
Yes.
You can say like, I love UK and anybody that plays Duke. You get that idea. A lot of UK's fans feel that way. I'm not that way, but a lot of UK fans are.
Right.
So I'm kind of this way with one of the companies that are against this. I like everything out there except for whatever they're against. I'm sorry, I said that backwards, but you get the point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a writer for MSN, and occasionally I read her stuff on there. Her name is, she's got a weird name that it stands out to me because her last name is Popkin, which I just think is funny. Okay. Helen A.S. Popkin. And she is a writer, like I said, for MSN or MSNBC. She's very pro-animal, which is fine. She loves dogs, okay? I mean, that's an understatement. She loves dogs. But she had put this huge plea, almost to the point of sarcasm. It's not. She's being serious, but it sounds like sarcasm to me. Of wanting to get this huge push to get rid of the Dog Wars app on Android. Okay, if you're not familiar with Dog Wars was created by Cage Games. You go into the app. It's a social app where you get your dog and you feed it, and you water it, and you train it, and you make it better, and you let it fight other dogs, and you get points based on your wins. Kind of like the Combat War ones or
Mafia Wars.
Okay,
yeah.
Except it's dogs. Okay. Well, this has absolutely ruffled the feathers of the ASPCA, the Best Friends Animal Society, and the Humane Society, to the point that they're getting petitions out. They're spamming Google to try to get it removed from the marketplace. And this writer, Popkin, she writes on here, on MSNBC, a respectable news organization, basically, her story is saying, she has in here, step by step, what to do to put pressure on Google to make them pull that. And you're talking about taking a side.
Yeah, let's take it aside.
It's right here. It's a call to action. Contact the Android market team. She gives their email address and demand this disgusting application be removed from the Android market. Repeatedly email this until the application is taken off. She's telling you to spam people. Okay.
Wow.
All right. So I wanted to look into the other side of this. I like I said, I'm on the fence. It's a game. I don't really like what it stands for. I certainly don't condone dog fighting.
Right, yeah.
But I don't condone shooting people and robbing their cars in Grand Theft Auto either.
Yeah.
Okay, and that doesn't make me hate that game. So we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back from break, we are actually going to talk about the side that Cage has and see what they think of this situation. So you're listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. Joining me live at Mario's is Dean Buttrey. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back. You're listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. Once again, joining me live at Mario's Pizza, Mr. Dean Buttrey. Thanks for being here, Dean. We have been talking about cage games. Yeah, cage games. I was making sure the games was officially part of their name. It is. Cage games, introducing the Dog Wars app. And really taking some flack from political side. And I wanted to know what their defense was on this. And it turns out it wasn't very hard to find because it's actually in the EULA electronic agreement when you install the app. Stated inside the agreement, obviously he knew he was going to take flack just by releasing this app, or they would take flack. Right. This is what it says in the EULA when you get the app. It says, if you get a bug, please send us a report. If you have a bug up your BUTT about the game concept, remember, number one, it's just a video game. Number two, perhaps one day we'll make a Gerbil Wars game or a Beta Fish Wars game. Okay. Number three, just because something's illegal in real life doesn't mean that it's illegal to make a song, movie, or video game about it. Number four, why don't you just go slingshot some virtual birds and kill pigs? Number five, go complain to somebody who cares about Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto, Weed Farmer, Smoke a Bowl, or any of the other 15 games on Android that could be this way. Or maybe even call Sierra about Leisure Suit Larry from 1987.
That's an awesome EULA. I should read more of those.
Number six, this is listed as a high maturity app and does not violate the terms of use with Google Market. Let's get it on with an exclamation point. So I think that is definitely.
That is awesome. That is
okay.
Way awesome.
So once again, let's be real definitive on this because I don't want to catch flack.
Well, even Mike Vick here has an opinion.
Yeah, well, Mike Vick better be against dogfighting the rest of his life. What's his opinion? Go ahead.
Oh, he's against it. He's talking about how it's sending a bad message to the kids and shouldn't glorify animal cruelty, and he learned the hard way.
Okay, so shame on Cage Games, not shame on Google for putting it in the marketplace when it doesn't break the terms of use agreement, right?
It shouldn't break the terms of use agreement. I mean, how is it any different having dogs fight between humans to fight, or orcs and trolls, or Pokemon?
I don't know. So anyway, the point here is that you've got a game that's about dog fighting, and you've got several groups putting a lot of pressure on Google to knock it out of the market. Now, if it gets knocked out of the market, they can still have it available from their website.
Oh, yeah. See, my thing is this like the other Mafia Wars type of games where you don't actually see the combat?
You don't see anything.
It's just text-based.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't see what the big deal is.
Well, no, I can understand people not liking it, but I can't understand them petitioning it. Petitioning. Yeah, that's a big one, isn't it? All right, two more things I want to talk about before we move to our next section. And the first one is a Tech Talk salute. And I don't give a Tech Talk salute very often. So this Tech Talk salute is to the inventors of YouTube. Do you remember the co-founders of YouTube?
I do not, no.
Chad Hurley. I'll never forget that name. And Steve Chen. They started YouTube before Google took it.
Yeah.
Well, it's been through other things since then too. The social bookmarking site, Delicious. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love Delicious. I think that's a great.
Is it delicious?
It's delicious. I think I can't. No, Dig was Kevin Rose, right? So I can't remember who started Delicious originally. But anyway, Yahoo bought Delicious in 2005. And for the last 2 years, they've done nothing but talk about we either need to dump this or we're going to close it. And it's the only good social bookmarking site out there.
What's social bookmarking?
That's where you can.
I've never used it.
It's where you can bookmark like you do in your browser. You get the toolbar for it. You put your bookmarks in it for your websites. Then you can use that on any computer and any browser, and you can share those with your friends. So you can go to my Delicious site and see all the sites that I liked and have bookmarked.
Kind of like
categories.
Kind of like Foxmarks a few years back.
Kind of like that, but Delicious. If you'll go there, you're going to like it.
Really?
I promise. So anyway, Yahoo acquired it. They were going to kill it. So I'm thinking, man, they're going to kill Delicious. I do not like this. I mean, that really bugs me. Not anymore, because Chad Hurley and Steve Chen have purchased it.
Nice.
And they're going to keep it alive and actually improve it. So that's our Tech Talk salute. The last thing I want to talk about in the news section is a big duh. Apparently, J.D. Power and Associates spent a whole lot of money to do a survey only to find out that electric and hybrid cars are too expensive for most people. So
Obama should read that.
And that came out just before Obama made his statement today, wasn't it? Or yesterday?
It was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Oh, man.
That don't complain about the gas prices. You just need to buy a...
Americans should buy hybrids and reduce the demand. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, guess what? Survey says. That's right. I think that's great.
Yeah, we need to edit a big red X in a box.
That's right. I think it's hilarious. I have laughed about this all day long. Okay.
Oh, that's funny.
Now we're going to move into our mean or green section. Now, last week we had talked about the Mustang, right?
Yeah, the Super Snake.
So last week, like I said, we were talking about the Shelby
Super Snake.
And I know that definitely fell into the mean category.
Yes.
And this week, instead of just focusing on one or the other, I actually had several little stories I wanted to talk about. But the first one is something that was a big deal to me 2 years ago. And maybe I have a different opinion on it now than I did 2 years ago. But April the 27th will be the 2-year reunion of the day General Motors killed Pontiac.
Reunion or anniversary?
Anniversary. Did I say reunion? Sorry. 2-year anniversary of when Pontiac was killed. Now, at the time when General Motors killed what was one time the third domestic leader in cars, I thought, this is crazy. Why did they do that? Plus, they had released the future of that line with the rear-wheel drive G8, which became our car of the year, even though we knew that Pontiac was going to be closed. The G8 was an awesome car, all the way around.
They built it off of the GTO platform.
That's right.
In it, the G8 GXP.
From Australia.
Yeah. What the Camaro is built off too, the Vauxhall stuff. The awesome car.
Yes, it was. And we actually got one that year, and we drove it around and tested it, and it became our car of the year.
Why don't you do that stuff with me, man?
Well, I can. But anyway, after an 80-year run, I thought, Pontiac gone. I mean, is that really a world I want to live in? No, anyway, hindsight always 20/20.
Right.
GM pulling out of their financial problems pretty well now.
Mm-hmm.
They're on a good track.
They've paid the government back now, completely, I believe.
They have great models coming out in the Chevrolet line that have, like the new Camaro, which really, I have to admit, is as awesome and more awesome than the G8 was. Even at the time, I was kind of torn. So I guess I have to take it back and say, yeah, in hindsight, that probably was a good move. The only other car I've really missed from Pontiac was the Solstice because that just filled a little niche. And then the Saturn Sky was kind of filling that niche as well. But then they killed Saturn too, so that little car was gone.
I'm kind of upset with the whole Saturn thing. I would never probably own one, but they were a good, dependable economy car.
You know what I didn't like about Saturn is that hit Tennessee pretty hard.
Yeah.
I didn't like that. But anyway, the point is they have more insight to it than I do, obviously, because they did exactly what they needed to. All right, now we're going to stay on the mean side of things. Let's talk about the 2012 Corvette.
Nice.
That's going to be announced at the C5, C6 Bash at the National Corvette Museum in Bowling Green, Kentucky this weekend.
We should go.
Yes, we should go, shouldn't we? We should run down there. We may do that on Sunday. We may run down there.
Yeah, it's only about 2 hours drive.
Yeah. Bowling Green, yeah, a little longer than 2 hours, but yeah, from there.
Well, it depends on who drives.
Who's driving?
4 hours by boat.
4 hours.
4 hours by boat.
With all these storms we have, Dwayne said it's 4 hours by boat. So, yeah, you're right. I mean, golly, we're getting wiped out, aren't we? So anyway, the 2012 model going to be released. They're also going to release a Centennial edition in 2012. That model will only come in black, and it'll be available on all levels of trim for the Corvette, which is kind of nice that they're doing that. It's not just for the elite.
Yeah.
You can buy the regular stock Corvette and still get a Centennial version of it.
Which you're still kind of elite buying the base model Corvette, but
Yes, well, you get my point. So anyway, the Corvette Centennial Edition will only be in black. They've already announced that. So if you want a black one next year, you have to get a Centennial version. And you won't be able to buy black in any other version.
nice.
I think that's pretty cool. But one thing that's the car enthusiasts are really waiting to find out this weekend is, what are the big changes in the Chevrolet Corvette for 2012? And one of the rumors that we have so far is that they're putting racing style wheels and high performance tires for the first time on the Vette line for the Z06 and the ZR1.
What do you mean by racing style wheels? Like solid cast, aluminum, stuff like
Yes.
that? Nice.
Oversized everything. Isn't that really? I mean,
Well, true.
so with this introduction of high performance tires and racing style wheels, it should change the look of it quite a bit without them doing a lot of design. And you'll see a 2012 pull up and you go, oh yeah, that's a 2012. Yeah. And then of course, if you have a 2011, you'll just buy the wheels.
Yes.
Yeah. So, look, I have a 2012. All right, the C5, C6 Bash will take place April 28th through 30th. It is a cruise-in. So if you got your Vette, take it on up there. I'm sure they would love to have you. They're going to have cruising on country roads throughout the weekend, lots of drives to make.
Know anyone with a Vette they'll loan us?
Yeah, actually, I do. They're doing plant tours. I don't know if you know, the Corvette plant is right next door to the National Museum. And they're giving plant tours for $7 a person, which is pretty cheap. Yeah, to get a plant tour. It is a very clean plant. Yeah, some audience they're just telling you it's a very clean plant, and that's true. If you want to register for the event, I think it's $10 if you're a member, and $25 if you're not a member for the actual event. If you just wanted to go with your Corvette and be a member of it. Now, if you're just going to see the things, just go. And entry to the Corvette Museum, I believe, is $10. So you're talking about $17 would get you the Corvette Museum and a tour of the plant. That's a pretty cheap date.
Yeah.
So check it out. I'm sure that you would have a great time. Now, Toyota also in the news with another recall. Are we surprised? Apparently, they're recalling 51,000 2011 Tundra pickups because the rear drive shaft can break.
Well, if you put it under load, but who buys a Toyota to put it under load?
Well, that's not nice to say, Dean. Come on. We did talk about Ford last week. I will tell you this: they did report $2.6 billion in sales. That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. The Chevrolet Volt, we talked about that a little bit last week as well, and the Nissan Leaf, the 2011 versions of those.
Are they tracking better?
Both have received the highest safety ratings available in crash tests from the Insurance Institute for Highway and Safety.
Nice.
And that's some massive thunder over here.
That is a lot of thunder.
Once again, we're live at Mario's Pizza in Berea. We'll be here on Wednesday night, so please come and join us. We'd love to have you. We gather usually around 6 or so if you want to just come and hang out and visit. And at 7 o'clock, we start the shows. And Never Press Pause will be here on Wednesday nights as well. Out of the 140 cars that were tested this year, 80 of them are actually going to receive the highest rating. So you can see that safety is becoming a standard now. It's not just an option.
And really, too, though, $41,000 for an electric car, it better be the safest thing on the road.
I'll go with you there. All right. You're listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. Joining me at Mario's Pizza in Berea is Mr. Dean Buttrey. Next, we will be talking about our gadget of the week. And I actually have it here, Dean, and I'm going to let you unbox it. So I know you like to do that. So join us for our gadget of the week, which is actually the NeatDesk Scanner. Hello and welcome back. You're listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. I'm your host, Chad Hembree, and joining me live at Mario's Pizza, Mr. Dean Buttrey. We'll be here every week on Wednesday nights. We will take a couple field trips to other places, but for the most part, we'll be here. You can look on the website to find out. Well, also on Wednesday nights, Never Press Pause will be here as well, and we look forward to seeing their show next. The gadget we have for this week is the NeatDesk Desktop Scanner. Now, I have loved this scanner for a long time, but it's only been recently where I've been noticing it on TV being advertised. So I thought we need to pull that thing in here because it's not new like it just came out, but it's like it's new in the fact that it's becoming known.
Right.
So I brought the box here, and we're actually going to pull it out of here and talk about it just a little bit. So while you're unboxing that, I'll read some specs here for it. The NeatDesk is a high-speed duplexing scanner. It scans both sides of the page at the same time. It scans receipts really well. It scans business cards very well. And you can take a whole stack of papers, throw it in that bad boy, and it'll... yeah, you're no Vanna. You can throw it right in the middle of this thing, and it will just tear through them. And I love it because I've got to where I scan all of my documents. Now, one thing that's really nice about this Neat Desktop Scanner is that it comes with all the software you need, which does make the price on it a little steeper than a low-end scanner, but it makes it very reasonable if you consider a scanner and then buying the software separate. For instance, just buying Page Manager now from Nuance is several $100s.
Yes.
So, if you're going to pay $250, $300 for software, the $399 price tag on this scanner, which comes with software to not only track your documents and store your documents, but to look them up, it will actually, when you scan a receipt, it'll read who the receipt's from, category it, read the amounts, pull the tax from it, and at the end of the year, all you would have to do is go to your computer and say, how much tax did I pay? Boom, there it is.
Yeah, and document imaging is really becoming, I don't want to say a fad, it's becoming really popular. And the company I worked for before I started my own business, they had an in-house document imaging solution that they developed for their customers. And it was $15,000 to $20,000 for the software. And then you had to go buy an HP scanner, a flatbed or a sheet fed, really, if you want to take advantage of it. And a lot of those were, 3 to 4 person offices buying this thing. This is $399 that it may not integrate with the other software suite that they had, but
that's not the purpose.
yeah, you save
This isn't an enterprise scanner. This is to your home. I mean, you're taking enterprise quality to your home. There's several functions about the scanner I want to talk about, but before I get into those, let's just if you're listening to us on the radio, go to YouTube, type Chad Hembree in the search box, ChadHembree, and you actually can watch the YouTube video of this and actually see what we're talking about. But it's a really nice scanner. It's got a low footprint on your desk. Everything on it kind of retracts, so when you're scanning, you can actually pull that out to keep your papers. So it's got a little drawer on the bottom you pull to keep your papers from falling off the desk. Otherwise, you can just keep it nice and neat.
It's got the handy dandy little sheet feeders too. You got business cards, receipts, and the documents.
The way it is now, you can stack several receipts, like 10 business cards. Golly, that's a large hole for and documents. The way it is now, probably 15, 20 sheets. But one thing I really like about this is a document scanner. If you're not doing cards or receipts and you're just doing large documents, you can pop this out, and now you've got a 100-sheet feeder.
You just zip them through there
on your scanner. Nice. Scanning both sides at the same time. So if it's two-sided sheet, doesn't matter. It knows. It'll store it. Nice. Put it in order for you. It's one of the best scanners I've ever used. And it is so fast. Color and grayscale. It is fast. And this slides, pops right back in there that easy. You're ready to go.
Nice.
Has two buttons on the front of it, a scan button, a PDF button. The scan button actually opens the software that comes with it. The software is so intuitive. They give you updates for it. It's so easy to use as a database to find your documents. Not only when you scan with this are you searching for the title of the document, but it scans OCR on every optical character recognition on every page you put in. So whatever you put in here, you can type plain text. It'll read the documents for you and find exactly what you're looking for.
Nice.
So you wouldn't believe what all that my wife and I have stored on ours. So we can go back in and find things very easily.
Nice.
Receipts, magazines, whatever you want to put in there. If you get a paper jam on it, it's the easiest one to clean I've ever seen. You just one button, paper comes right out. There's no pulling on the rollers. There's no fighting with it. Very, very easy to use. Also has a PDF button on here. Did you see this?
Yeah, I saw it.
You push the PDF button, instantly it gives you a PDF document stuck on your desktop. And not just a PDF image, a PDF readable document that the text can be searched on it and selected and copied.
So if you had the full version of Adobe, you can modify documents.
Yes, you could, but at the way it is now, I don't even think you would need Adobe. I mean, as long as you can read it and copy it off into Word or whatever else,
true, yeah.
You're good to go.
True.
Runs on USB 2.0, fairly fast. Like I said, the 2.0 is fast enough that the pages just zip through. And I can read on here. I think I may have misquoted on I said 100 pages. It may just be 50, and I'll clarify that. Still, I mean, 50 pages. You dump it in there and go, and it's going to do both sides. That's pretty awesome. So I'm going to read some specs here that they actually have for it. It saves digital copies of receipts, records, vendors, dates, and totals, and it adds all that up for you. It'll track expenses and tax expenses for the IRS. All you do is scan it in. It does the work for you. The data is exportable to Excel, Quicken, QuickBooks, and TurboTax, and they do support that every year for the updates for those programs.
Nice.
So you can put your financial information out of this thing. It keeps digital images of cards. It organizes your business cards, and you can even export those out for contacts, like you want to put them in your contact list. It does searchable PDFs. That's what I was talking about when we do the PDF files. Text editing. And the requirements for this scanner, this is really amazing to me because it works on Windows XP, Vista, or 7. They support all three operating systems. You can use this with as low as a Pentium 4 1.3 gigahertz. So you're not going to find a computer out there. These little Atom netbooks, this is going to work.
Very cool.
You need a gig of RAM, a gig of hard drive space recommended. Well, I mean, obviously, you're storing documents. You need more than that. They're just telling you to get started. I got a call. Anyway, uses a CD-ROM to install it, and it comes with the USB cord and the power cord. Nothing else to buy. Software, cords included, power included, everything you need right here. The NeatDesk Scanner. I don't work for Neat.
Yeah,
I sound like I do, but I don't work for them.
Yeah,
$399. I picked this one up at Office Depot to show off, so I'll brag on Office Depot for a minute. Actually, Brian, a friend of mine that works at Office Depot, he's going to be on the show in the next couple of weeks and join us. Very knowledgeable. I'm very tickled to have him on here. Once again, the Neat Desktop Scanner, $399, and of course they have that commercial on TV where you can call it, and I think they throw in some extra things. They have some other style scanners, but this is by far their best product.
nice. I'll just go ahead and.
Just gonna go ahead and take that one. Just leave me a check. You're good. I'll take a check from you. I trust you. You've been listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. This has been our gadgets section. We're going to take a quick break and be back with our app of the day and our website of the day. Hello and welcome back. You're listening to Tech Talk with Chad Hembree. Once again, join me at Mario's Pizza, Mr. Dean Buttrey. We just had our gadget of the week, and now we're going to talk about our website and application of the week. And I'm kind of excited about this website of the week because I've already used it 3 times with different people this week. And you actually called me the other day, and you were like, "Hey, Chad,
Yeah, what's that?
what was
again?
that website?" So I got to get some help with one of my clients out there. And speaking of clients, I think we should plug your business there.
Yes, DB Solutions. We do everything from basic computer repair to network setup, business consulting, pretty much anything you need to do that's technology related. We'll set up your iPhone. You can find us on Facebook under DB Solutions, internet dbsoulsinc.com, or you can give me a call, 859-982-9288.
Also, I want to thank some of our other sponsors and friends. I want to thank Adams Buick. I want to throw Pontiac in there so bad. Adams Buick GMC, who has been a long-time sponsor for Tech Talk. Also, want to thank Mario's Pizza of Berea. I want to thank Wings of Hope magazine. It's a good Christian magazine. Please check it out on the web. Bob New, who's on the show, actually writes for them. And one of the editors is Margie Baxley, who's actually on the show occasionally as well. Also want to thank Virtual Margie. Go on there she does a service called Virtual Assistant, where she can help you with all your office needs and all your technology needs working remote. She lives down in South Carolina, and she does a great job. Try to stop and see her when I go down to Florida. As a matter of fact, when we go see the shuttle launch, we'll have to stop to see her.
Yes.
You just can't pass by and not say hi to Margie. Also, I want to thank AAA Garage Doors of Berea, and you can find them. Actually, they don't have a website now. I'm going to fuss. I can fix that.
DB Solutions has a solution for that.
Has a solution for that? All right. Well, you can find them by calling 859-986-4844. They specialize in LiftMaster doors with Whisper Glide, and great service and good installation. On the web, we found a site through a company called LogMeIn called join.me. That's join.me.
So
And don't put the .com after it, and don't put a www in front of it. It's join.me. Okay,
Yep.
Keep it simple. The problem I have is people want to overcomplicate it. Keep it simple. Join.me is a assistance site where you can do collaboration and work together on your computer across the internet. It is so fast. It shows your desktop very vivid to the other person. You can give them control of the mouse. So they can work on your computer. You can work on their computer. It is one of the best that I've ever seen. It's free, and there's no registration. You don't go in there and fill out your name and a bunch of stuff. No, you go to the site. You click on share. It instantly puts the software there. The other person goes to the site, clicks on join. You tell them the number that's on the top of your screen. It'll be like a phone number. And you're connected. That easy, that quick. No passwords, no logins, no accounts. Done.
Yep, and I actually have used it about 3 times this week. Run it through its paces and asked the customers, because before I was using software that cost me about $1,000 a year to remote support clients, and they go to a website, click on my name, they have to click run, installs an applet, then I go in. And it's really simple, easy to use, called Bomgar, if anyone's ever heard of it. But this Join.me is free, and it's by Log Me In, which is great. And so I use it on a few customers who aren't really used to me remoting in, and I wanted their opinion from the last time I remoted in to this time, how simple it was. And to them it was just as simple, because they click share, they hit run like they had to before, and all they got to do is give me a number, and it was great. They could actually get to the website easier because it's just join.me.
And you asking for numbers is no big deal. You're used to doing that.
Yeah, all the time. Like, hey, baby, what's your number?
All right, so join.me. And quickly, we need to do our app, and then we are out of time, and Never Press Pause is biting at the bit to get in here and sit down. So,
app of the week. For those of you who use Google Docs, which I don't know if you use Google Docs or not, but I use Google Docs quite a bit, and it just have this hankering to read a spreadsheet on a 4-inch screen. You can do it now natively through Google. They have their own application. I doubt you can see it here. That's what a spreadsheet looks like on your phone. But it syncs all your documents. You create new documents. The one real interesting thing that I like about this is it has OCR support built in with your camera.
Oh, take a picture and get a PDF.
Yeah, so say a client gives me a contract and I want to scan it in really quickly, just click it. It OCRs the document from my camera on the phone, and it saves the document, so later when I go to my PC...
Now, for those of you listening, once again, OCR is optical character recognition, which means that not only does it take a picture of it, it actually reads the document, and the text becomes editable and copyable.
And OCR has gotten really awesome in the last couple of years.
I know that NeatDesk Scanner we're talking about, it flies through it.
It's really good stuff.
And it reads things that I wouldn't dream that it could read, so I want to see what the camera does. So I'm going to actually play with that app tonight.
Yep. But pretty much get all your Word and Excel spreadsheets through Google on your phone.
Well, Dean, thanks for joining me live at Mario's. Like I said, we'll be here all summer. We'll take a few field trips to other places, but this will pretty much be our base for the summer. We'll be recording on Wednesday nights. Please join us and Never Press Pause as well. It's a full evening of entertainment. And lots of good things going on this summer to cover, especially in the tech world.
Yes.
So we're going to slide out of here and let Never Press Pause take the stage. Once again, thanks for joining me. You can find us on the web at www.chadhembree.com. That's CHADHEMBREE.com. You can also find us on a couple of our support sites, breonline.com and richmondconnected.com, and YouTube as well. What else am I leaving? Facebook, Twitter. You know what? If it's on the web, we're probably there.
Yeah, you can even find it on DB Solutions.
That's right. Thanks a lot for listening. Join us next week for more tech news.